Good morning. I want to share how you can use ChatGPT as a excellent conversationalist. It's amazing just how natural it feels talking to ChatGPT. So let's get started. So the way you can talk to ChatGPT is clicking on this little icon here. It says use voice mode. So when I click on that, hi, good morning, ChatGPT. How are you doing today?
Hey, good morning. I'm doing great. Thanks for asking. Ready to jump into whatever you've got in mind today? Just let me know.
I'm creating a demonstration video to show how easy it is to have a conversation with you.
Absolutely. That sounds like a fun project. We can just chat naturally and show how it flows. Just let me know what you want to cover, any points you want to highlight, and we'll roll with it.
So let's use an example from my current job. So I have been running a petroleum lab that is based in Houston, and the Houston facility is the largest one. It's sort of the flagship lab, and it's ISO accredited 17025. So there's a lot of layers of management and quality control attached to that operation. And my new role is helping our smaller sister labs across the U.S. Um, become more efficient and deliver a higher quality product to our clients. And I want to start by asking you, how do you think I can implement higher quality standards at these much smaller operations, which would with much less people, less layers of management, without overburdening that team?
Yeah, that's a great example to dive into. So, if we were just chatting this through, I'd say one approach is to start by focusing on the most impactful quality improvements first. So, maybe pick one or two key standards that really make a difference and help those smaller teams integrate those gradually. And since they've got fewer people and a structure, you can keep it simple, like creating easy to follow checklists or short training sessions that fit into their workflow. That way, you're boosting quality step by step without overwhelming anyone. Let me know if that makes sense and we can flesh it out more.
It does make sense, but let's go ahead and flush it out more. So, maybe for one example, what we want to start implementing is a means of verifying calibration of their gas chromatographs. And we want them to, number one, check their calibration each week on their GCs and then start keeping track of this information. So if an auditor comes in, they easily have it at their disposal of, hey, we have been running our calibration standard every week. Here is the Excel sheet or whatever verifying that.
Absolutely, we can build on that. So, in that case, you'd basically want to introduce a straightforward routine for them. You can say, all right, each week, let's have a quick calibration check on their gas chromatographs. And to make it easy, you can set them up with a really simple Excel template or even a shared sheet where they just plug in their weekly calibration data. That way, if an auditor walks in, they've got this neat little record ready to go. It's low effort for them, but super helpful for quality control. And you could just encourage them that this is just one small step that makes a big difference. So I think that's a great place to start.
Okay, so that was an example of how ChatGPT takes one of my suggestions and helps me vet them out. ChatGPT, do you have any suggestions based on what you know about what I do in this company?
Absolutely. And I love that we can just bounce ideas like this. So, one suggestion that might fit your scenario is to leverage some of that leadership development you're big on. Maybe you can identify a quality champion in each smaller lab, someone who can take a bit of ownership of these new processes and be your go to person. That way, you're not just handing down a checklist, you're actually empowering someone on the ground to lead that improvement and keep it going. And because you're all about making things efficient, you could even set up a quick monthly virtual check in with those champions. That way, you get feedback in real time and they feel supported. So it's a bit of leadership growth for them and a way for you to keep quality on track without adding a ton of extra burden. Let me know what you think.
I think those are terrific suggestions. Do you have any deliverables that you can give me? Something like a maybe an Excel sheet to use for the first suggestion that we talked about of verifying GC calibration?
Absolutely. I can definitely put together a sample Excel sheet for you. I'll include columns for things like the date of calibration, the standard used, the results, and any notes. And I can make it really straightforward so that your team can just fill it out each week without any hassle. I'll get that ready for you, and you can use it as a template or tweak it however you like.
Excellent. Can you also put together just a quick synopsis of what you suggested about championing a quality leader at each of these labs and empowering the employees at these labs? Something for me to hold on to?
Absolutely, I'll do both of those. So I'll give you a nice little synopsis you can hold on to that sums up the idea of having a quality champion at each smaller lab. Basically, just a quick write up that explains how you can empower someone there to lead these quality efforts and keep the improvements going. And I'll get that Excel sheet drafted for you as well. I'll have both of those ready in just a moment.
Terrific. Thank you. Okay, so when you're done, just hit the X, but you can see that the entire conversation is shown here. So almost verbatim what we talked about, what I said, and then what ChatGPT said back to me, and then what we would be looking for is those deliverables. So, do you have that Excel sheet for me? And the really great thing is it integrates so smoothly between voice mode, so talking to me, and back to typing mode, we'll say. So download a lab calibration log template. Here it is, and there it is. So we have a date, an instrument, a standard used, calibration, resolved, pass fail, and the technicians. This is exactly what I wanted. So there's just an example and something really cool feature that I had not been using for ChatGPT, and that's conversation mode. So I hope you find some value in this video, and thanks for watching.